St. Matthew Island, located in the remote reaches of the Bering Sea, is a harsh and unforgiving environment, known for its fierce winds and isolation. It has a history marked by failed attempts at human settlement, leaving behind haunting remnants in the form of scattered bones. Despite its distant location, requiring a full day's boat ride from St. Paul and Alaska's Pribilof Islands, St. Matthew Island has a history of human presence dating as far back as the 17th century. At one point, it hosted a thriving population of reindeer. However, today it stands as a desolate and lifeless place, with eerie remnants strewn across its landscape. The island's inhospitality places it among several uninhabited islands in the United States, such as Howland Island and High Island, each with its own unique history. Uninhabited islands can result from challenging landscapes, environmental concerns, or political instability. However, St. Matthew's unconquerable nature sets it apart. Even prehistoric Thule culture settlers struggled to survive here, and explorers like Russian Navy Lieutenant Ivan Sand and Captain James Cook claimed its discovery. In 1957, evidence surfaced of an earlier attempt at settlement when experts uncovered a pit house dating back to the 1650s, linked to the Thule culture. This discovery predates the claims of Sand and Cook by over a century. The Thule people, ancestors of today's Inuit, emerged around 1000 AD in regions like Canada and Greenland. When a party of Thule arrived on St. Matthew, they faced environmental challenges brought on by the Little Ice Age. They built a pit house for shelter, although the absence of a hearth suggested it was only a temporary refuge. St. Matthew Island remains a testament to nature's resilience, resisting permanent human settlement, despite numerous historical attempts. Despite centuries of efforts, St. Matthew Island remains a testament to nature's relentless power, resolutely resisting permanent human settlement. Archaeologists speculate that these early settlers did not stay on St. Matthew for long, and there is little evidence to support the establishment of a long-term settlement. Intriguingly, the oral histories of the Unangan people, inhabitants of the nearby Aleutian Islands, recount tales of lost explorers stranded on foreign islands, waiting for the sea to become navigable once again. Archaeologist Dennis Griffin, who has studied the region extensively, believes these stories could hold the key to understanding what transpired on St. Matthew. Stranded on the island, the Thule settlers may have had to wait for the sea ice to melt, enabling their departure. Alternatively, they might have arrived in summer, biding their time until winter froze the ocean, allowing them to walk back. Regardless, constructing a temporary dwelling became a necessity. Griffin's analysis suggests that the pit house found in 1957 served as a temporary refuge for a few months. While subsequent attempts at settlement occurred over the centuries, no evidence of their efforts remains. St. Matthew Island could have remained uninhabited until 1809, when a group of Unangan and Russian hunters tried to establish a camp. At that time, the island was rich in polar bears, coveted for their valuable fur. However, like the Thule before them, these settlers' fate was grim. The reasons for their departure vary, from losing their food source as sea creatures migrated away to succumbing to scurvy or being chased off by ferocious polar bears. The fate of polar bears on St. Matthew is another enigma. While Henry Elliot encountered a thriving population in 1874, they mysteriously disappeared by 1899, when the Harriman expedition arrived. It's believed that hunters, starved for entertainment during long sea voyages, turned to hunting polar bears on the island for sport, leading to their downfall. This inadvertently turned the island into a perilous place for all creatures, even those best adapted to its challenges. 17 years after the 1916 Harriman expedition, the ship Great Bear encountered trouble, crashing on Pinnacle Rock. Although the survivors likely felt relieved that the island's polar bear population had waned, they soon realized that the harsh conditions of St. Matthew would be their greatest challenge. Initially, there was a glimmer of hope among the stranded crew. One resourceful individual managed to cobble together a makeshift transmitter to send out a distress message from St. Matthew. However, their optimism was soon dampened as the island's consistently wet atmosphere interfered with their communication efforts. As weeks passed with no sign of rescue, tensions rose, and the men began to quarrel over the limited resources that remained. After enduring 18 days of hardship, the crew of the Great Bear was eventually rescued, bidding farewell to St. Matthew. Less than 3 decades later, another group of reluctant settlers arrived on the island, this time American servicemen, bringing the struggles of World War II to this remote location. The Allied ships and planes were engaged in battles in the Pacific Ocean south of the Bering Sea. In response, the long-range navigation site, known as Lauren, was established on St. Matthew to aid in navigation across these distant waters. Life on St. Matthew proved to be a grueling ordeal for the unfortunate souls chosen to man the station. According to Hakai magazine, the island was an inhospitable landscape plagued by deep snow, 10-day blizzards, and frequent rainstorms that turned the ground into mud. Constructing a military facility on this battered terrain was a formidable challenge, requiring hundreds of sacks of cement to lay steady foundations. Once stationed on St. Matthew, servicemen found themselves completely isolated from the outside world. Their only means of communication was through mail dropped from the sky at a location miles from the base. Retrieving these crucial messages entailed a complex operation, involving multiple crews and a toboggan laden with supplies. While these servicemen were well supplied with food, thanks to the introduction of a wild reindeer population by an enterprising Coast Guard, not everyone stationed on the island survived the war, according to Hakai magazine. Tragically, a crew of 5 men disappeared one day while running an errand by boat on seemingly calm seas. As the war came to an end, the men left St. Matthew, becoming the last individuals to reside on the island for any significant duration. In their absence, the reindeer population thrived, with a biologist counting as many as 6,000 in 1963. However, this flourishing wildlife was short-lived, as just 3 years later, only 42 reindeer remained in an environment littered with bones. Experts surmise that the reindeer overgrazed the small island and ultimately succumbed to starvation. These grim fates, endured by both humans and animals on St. Matthew over the years, underscore the island's harsh and unforgiving nature. Despite centuries of horrifying tales, there are still some who embark on the arduous journey to the island, primarily scientists interested in studying the local seabirds. Yet the prospects of establishing a permanent human presence on these shores seem unlikely, given the island's tumultuous history. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe.